I'm getting married.
You are?
Who's the lucky lady?
Don't know yet.
What do you mean?
I'm getting an arranged marriage. Well, assisted marriage. That's what we're calling it these days.
Dare I ask, what about love?
You grow to love the person you're with.
What, like Stockholm Syndrome?
Ultimately, it's about what is the best way to find lasting love in today's world of so many options or possibly too few options. And that is inspired by my time in Pakistan, where I saw, where I spent 10 years and where I saw a lot of arranged marriages take place, the majority of which were surprisingly, to me at that point, very, very successful and happy. So that forced me to kind of relook at it, and in the age of dating apps and the plethora of choice, to look at both approaches. That's the longest ever one-line pitch. I really need to work on it. When I lived in Pakistan, I became much more aware of how Pakistan and Pakistanis were represented on screen in the West. And a particular lament that I used to hear from friends of mine there was they literally only ever portray us as terrorists and fanatics. And all the news about Pakistan is always bad and depressing and frightening. And that wasn't, although I did have some dark phases in Pakistan because of my ex-husband's political life there, I didn't experience it in that way. For me, it was a very colourful, very hospitable, very joyful place much of the time. And so I wanted to make a film that celebrated that. And so we've done the kind of rom-com version of Pakistan. I myself went to Pakistan with some misconceptions about arranged marriage and had those challenged by seeing a lot. You know, my ex-husband's family's pretty conservative, and we were the only non-arranged marriage and the only divorce, I might add. And all the other marriages in his family had been arranged. And I came back with a different view of them, and also questioning probably the kind of the rom-com ideal of love. I mean, I've definitely been ruined by rom-coms. I would say that I could have benefited myself if I had sane parents who could agree, which is essentially just introductions.
Mo here, Mo the matchmaker.
No photos?
No, no photos yet. You're thinking with your lulu, you need to be thinking with your nunu, okay?
I like that auntie versus apps. I mean, I think both kind of coexist still. When we have, you know, specifically Muslim dating, or no, not really dating apps, like marriage apps, I guess. And I actually went on those. I mean, this is probably not a good thing to admit, because it sounds like I'm catfishing, but I went on it as Kaz's character to just get a sense of how it looks to a guy. I think that might be catfishing, so maybe it's... It's part of my story. I mean, it's not true for every mixed marriage in Britain. I'm sure that there are some extremely liberal families that don't have any issues, but it was a really, really big shock to my ex-husband's family when he married me, and his khala barely got over it. I became quite close to her, and I remember her saying she refused to speak anything but Urdu, but she said, and I'm still not over it. It was real for me, and it continues in the family that I know best in Pakistan. It continues to be something that that comes up.
So, your ideas for your next film?
I could follow my childhood friend to marry a stranger chosen by his parents.
My big fat arranged wedding.
Meet the parents first.
Love contractually.
Huh.
Can you imagine getting to work with all those people? It was, we set the bar high, and they said yes. So, I mean, it was an absolute dream come true. Who wouldn't want Shabana Azmi to play the kind of the British Pakistani matriarch in the film? She's such a sensation. We all called her India's Meryl Streep. And Sajal Ali, who's this amazing actress who isn't so known outside of Pakistan, but is very famous there. and Mo the matchmaker is played by Asim Chowdhury, who my two sons, were massive fans of. And actually, they said to me, I can't remember if they'd read the script but they said, why haven't you got him in the film? And I rewrote the scenes in order to send to him, and to which he very, very kindly said yes. I mean, Emma Thompson, God, I never ever thought Emma Thompson would say yes. It was sort of a dream come true that she agreed to play the mother.
No one can get close to you.
Am I half a person when I'm not with a man? Is that what you think?
I had to rewrite a scene because of COVID and how we were going to be able to film it. And so I said, well, why don't I write a Qawwali scene? Because one of my first experiences going to Pakistan was like discovering Qawwali. And Rahat had sung on our wedding songs. So he said, I'll play myself. And he came over and he came and did that scene. And it was an amazing moment for the people who knew him. The cast and crew that knew him were all sort of sitting around in awe that he was part of the film. I'm a massive, massive Rahat fan. Can I say equally big or even bigger fan of Nusrat. Nusrat played at my Walima.
I used to think that I was scared of being with the wrong person, but now I realise that I'm scared of being with the right person.